Greetings from the plains of Oregon, and behold, the 6x12 tall. A tall teardrop with an outdoor kitchen you can stand up in. So this is our first pass at the 6x12 tall concept. It's the same footprint as our traditional 6x12 with just a little more headroom. Inside the cabin, you've got actually 6'3" of ceiling height. Probably the coolest thing about the tall is this little breezeway right here. Got room to take off your glasses, set them on this little corner cubby, pop the lights on. The floor space on the walkway slash mudroom situation is 38 by 72. So you got plenty of space for 2 or 3 people, or if you want to have a miniature dance party. And then it's got deep, giant partition drawers, 2 of those under the bunks, and also an extra storage cubby. This version has got the fixed bunk, but on our next pass, we're gonna remove the fixed bunk and turn this upper bunk into a fold down back cushion for the bottom bunk. So essentially you'll have a couch here. This folds down to the back of the couch, and then when you want it to be a bunk, it's gonna fold and pop back up. So that way it's more versatile for a couple, or if you have 1 kid or 2 kids, you've got the option to expand without having to change the design. And I just imagine this as a couch where it has a back, and you can sit down and relax, kick your shoes off. Got a little corner storage shelf here for keys and whatnot. A Propex forced air propane heater with digital thermostat. We got an off-grid 12-volt TV right here that just runs off battery. It's got a DVD player and an antenna, so you can even watch some football. 10-speed 2-way powered roof vent. Corner reading lights with USB. Oh, and this is pretty fun right here. What's the password? Hot dog! With this particular configuration, we got a 26 by 72 inch upper bunk, which on the next iteration is going to drop down into a love seat back. That's a 31 inch by 72 inch lower bunk, so it's a little bit deeper for like the bigger kid. And then that's full size mattress, so it's essentially 6 feet by 54 inches. Now that you've seen the interior, let's move on to the outdoor galley kitchen. I think that's what makes this really special. It's a teardrop you can stand up in, yet we still have the outdoor galley kitchen, which in my opinion, it's not a teardrop unless you have an outdoor galley kitchen. In order to fit the contours of this special tall design, we had to go a little different on the galley. We actually built a triple decker. Normally on our builds, you just have 2 rows of shelves, but with this one, we're able to do a smaller upper shelf, which is great for holding cups of noodles and fuel and margarita salt or whatever you might need. Our goal for this configuration was to make most items readily available just in the shelving, so you rarely need to go under counter to grab things. It's more just like for a transportation situation, and you're set up above. We still did the whiskey wine rack kind of deal, but above it we put a plate rack where the plates fit in nicely. That's a removable spice rack for taking over to the stove, fixed spice rack, sauce rack, another sauce rack. We're just, you set it up however you want, but this is kind of how we typically roll. We added a magnetic knife rack, so you don't need to go into the drawer to grab your knives, or knives as they say. Still did the partition drawer, which works great for forks and things like that. Toothbrushes, toothpaste. We've got the Dometic cooler down below. 20 quart, which doesn't seem that big, but you consider there's no ice going in there, so you've actually got more room than you think. Lime for scale. And as always, if you do a Dometic fridge, you're going to have to get the under counter plug. And I strongly suggest 2 batteries, and that's what we've got going on here. A lot of dust just because it's new construction. That'll all shake out eventually. But Kind of a fun galley, a little taller, a little different. One nice thing about this angle here is you get a little more coverage than our traditional teardrop. So last night it was pretty rainy. Hung out for a while just standing under the galley cover, and I didn't get wet at all. On the exterior, this is on the passenger side, but we're gonna flip that to put the door on the passenger side. 2 porthole windows, 24 by 15 slider window. And for storage, we've got these under bunk outside access storage cubbies. There's only one on this iteration, but we're gonna do one on each side. And these things are huge. This little contraption, that's not standard. This is something extra I added. This is actually a ramp for a snow bike or a e-bike or a small motorcycle. We outfitted this trailer with trailer brakes and a breakaway box, which we're gonna make standard on these, being that it's coming in at 2,020 pounds. In most states, if you're over 2,000 pounds, brakes are required. So we're just gonna add that on. It towed really well. I was pleasantly surprised on how well we pulled it going down the road, and there was some serious wind on the way over here, 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and didn't push it around too much. There's a little bit of wind drag on the front, being that it's 2 feet taller than our standard 6x12, so we're gonna mess a little bit with the front angle. So that's the first major modification. We're gonna drop down that front arch to line up with the draft of most vehicles. A lot of our customers are driving those small SUVs. I'm gonna flip the door over to the passenger side, because in most cases, if you go to those pull-through spots, that's gonna be on the right-hand side. And then we're gonna add outdoor access, under bunk storage to both sides of the camper. There you have it, the 6x12 Tall by Ben Teardrop. A stand-in teardrop with a galley kitchen, because nobody wants to cook inside and have your pillows smell like bacon. We're still crunching numbers on the pricing. It is going to be a little more expensive, but we're going to try and have it come fully loaded. So you won't need to add on certain options like solar or upgraded galley and things like that. But inquire with me or on the website, and we will have it available very soon. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Peace out.